So I want to talk about reincarnation and about coming out of the spiritual closet. Because, when I first came onto this planet as a child, I knew that I had been here before. Now, it's not because I consciously remember right now that I had any memories. I just had this knowing inside of me that it wasn't my first time in a body, and that there was much more to us than the stories that were believed and that were being told. Now, it wasn't until my really mid-20s that I really started to, information started to come to me that validated those knowings within, because I didn't really have the courage to talk about it then, because nobody was talking about it in the environment that I grew up in, and I had this fear inside of me. I couldn't even articulate what this fear was, where it came from, where I was scared that I would be ridiculed for what I believed. But in my 20s, after going through a really painful breakup, I found this book, or this book came to me, called The Journey of Souls by Michael Newton, who worked with loads of people in hypnosis, doing past life regression, life between lives. And as soon as I started to read that book, it was just like ping, ping, ping. It was just like validation, remembrance, resonance to the things that I knew inside. And it started to give me a way to articulate that. It started to awaken so much within me. But even at that point in my early 20s, I still, I would talk about it with really close friends, but they didn't necessarily have the same beliefs as me at that time, or the same feelings as me, or they didn't really talk to me back about it. So I still felt difficult for me to really express how I really felt. So I felt like I had to really close myself down. I had to really shove down all those things that excited me, all those things and that wasn't because of other people, it's because of my own fears of being ridiculed about it, fears that it wasn't something widely accepted. But obviously right now, that is not the case, but it's a journey I've had to go on of deconditioning myself of all those false beliefs that are not true. Because now, when it comes to past lives, you can believe that they don't exist, but if you're watching this video, I'm guessing that is not the case. I'm guessing you already know that past lives are real and that you do reincarnate, that we all do, on many different planets actually, not just here on Earth. But a belief does not make it true. In fact, we can look in the word belief and we can see the word lie, and we can know that many beliefs are founded on no information. They're founded in ignorance. Many of the beliefs that all of us have just accepted, they've been passed down through ignorance, through unconsciousness, not through knowledge, not through light, not through truth. So just because we have a belief, it doesn't mean it's true, but we are all entitled to believe what we want. So people are entitled to believe that they are just a meat body. That is up to them, right? We all have our different paths at this point, and those perspectives also serve a purpose. It is a way to learn and grow and expand as well. But for those of us that are here right now and that know that we have been here before, then what is the deal when it comes to reincarnation? Because when I started reading about reincarnation, well, whilst it all resonated with me, what I've realised over the last 5 years, maybe a little bit longer, or it's been slowly coming to me and awakening and more information coming, has been that is just what I read in those books. It's just really a small fraction of the overall truth about who we are. Because even within the past life books that I read in my early 20s, and I read many of them, it didn't open up to the truth of the fact that right now on this planet, we have been, whilst we do reincarnate and come into these bodies, and within this universe we are in a free will universe. So there's many different universes and many different creations out there. We live in a multiverse, but within this universe that we are incarnated on right now, and only part of your energy is incarnated here. The totality of you is not here. You also exist in other dimensions, live in other lives as well, but that's another video. So within this incarnation, within this free will universe that we've been playing in, we have had amnesia. We have forgotten our connection to source. We have lost all of our memories. So we've forgotten about all of our past lives, everything that we have lived and learned. And in that forgetting, every time we come back into a new life, then we're carrying those karmic lessons that we've had to continue to play out. So it's been really difficult to learn from our past because we've forgotten our past. So every time we've come in, whilst it's a fresh life, we are carrying those same energetic ties that we've got to resolve. So we end up getting stuck in this, what can be referred to as the wheel of karma, and karma is like debt. Once you get into it, it's really hard to get out of it because we've been in a prison planet for thousands of years, around 300,000 of years, when our planet changed from a free planet where we understood, where we were discovering our true gifts, where we were free, to a controlled planet where other beings came into this planet, raided the planet, started to genetically modify the human being because the human was a match for them, because we are also God beings. We are multi-dimensional beings, and I know many people don't realise that, know that, but this is the consciousness that is coming back in and waking back up within us. And you don't see this in the past life books that I have read, and I don't know if that is because at that time of the frequency control, that information just could not come through. It probably was that, whereas now those frequencies, that control system that's been up on us, that's kept us in fear, lack, that's manipulated our DNA, that's switched off 97% of our DNA. You know, scientists have confirmed that we have 97% junk DNA. That is not true. Look around you, look at the intelligent design within everything. Everything has a purpose, everything is intelligently designed, and we certainly weren't designed with 97% of junk that was just had no purpose. No, it was switched off, manipulated, so that we just had two helixes, so that we could be controlled, so that we could still function, but we couldn't connect to the truth of who we are. We couldn't discover our gifts, which is what we were supposed to do. We did agree to forget our connection to Source, but that was so that we could rediscover and have that glorious feeling of rediscovering how we are creator beings, so that we could have some surprises, some unknown, rather than knowing everything. So when we are connected, we know everything. So it was giving us that opportunity to learn in a new way, but that was changed and manipulated when those other creator gods came in with another plan for us, which was to control us, and they had to do that by changing our bodies so that we couldn't connect to truth, so that then they could control us and we could become enslaved to them. So we have been in an enslavement system. So we have been reincarnating, but it's been very hard for us to then wake up from that forgetfulness and remember that we are Source, so that we can start to ascend back into the light, back into Source, and we can move into a new frequency vibration, and we can live in more harmony. And so we've been kept in this prison cell, but that frequency now is, well, it's been dismantled. That's why we're seeing so much chaos out there, because those systems, those agendas, those anti-life agendas, well, they're being seen now for what they are. Many people see the truth, but we couldn't see a long time ago because of that frequency control, because of the fear, the violence, keeping our consciousness low. But now we can see it, so we can see the chaos, because so much. Why is the chaos? Because the light is now, the family of light, the awakened ones, the starseeds, the light workers, however you resonate, or just someone that is starting to awaken on this journey, starting to look at and realize it's not normal. What we have been living in, the violence, the fear, is all orchestrated. The wars are orchestrated. They're not organic. So those of us that are seeing this now, it's because the light is pouring in. Source is sending pulses of light so powerful, because light is information, light is knowledge. If you're in a dark room and you turn on the light, you can see what's in that room, and you can see it clearly, and you can start to clear away that you do not want in that room anymore. When you're in the dark, when information is withheld from us, when we are kept in the dark, then we cannot do that, because we are unconscious, and we continue to cycle out the same patterns and the same karmic energies, and we get stuck. So now the reason why we're seeing this chaos is because light is coming in, and because light is illuminating the dark, it is crumbling the dark, and the dark is doing everything it can to cling on to its power. So don't be afraid of the dark. There's nothing to fear. in the dark. You just have to start turning on the light, moving into truth, moving into knowledge, starting to learn who you really are as a multi-dimensional being. And yes, you have been here before, but this life is a particularly special life. You are incarnated right now at an extremely exciting time on the planet, and it is said that many souls wanted to be here at this time to experience ascension, because right now we are ascending into a new frequency, and anything that is not seeded with an intention of supporting humanity, of being a way to give back to humanity, to help all, not just a few, is going to start to crumble because it can't exist. You know, think of frequency, think of a radio station, right? When you tune into a certain radio station, you get a certain song. When you tune into another, you get another, but the other frequencies are still playing, and that's the same with dimensions. When we are tuned into the third dimension, which is where we have been existing, which is not bad or wrong, but we've been existing in that low, dense vibration, then we've only been able to see what's right in front of us. But as the planet lifts its vibration, which is happening through all this light that's coming in, our bodies are being upgraded through all this light that's coming in. So as that starts to happen, we're tuning into a new frequency. And as we tune into a new frequency, a new reality opens up in front of our very eyes. And that old reality, well, it cannot exist in this frequency. So it either needs to change and do its work and purify itself, or it's going to be taken off the planet, right? Because it just cannot exist on the planet. That's how it works. So when it comes to reincarnation, yes, you have been here before, and the purpose of reincarnation, you know, it is to expand the soul, grow the soul. That's why we come into these bodies, to learn. You know, the purpose is for Source wants to experience all and everything. You know, we are eternal beings. We are forever. We are going to play in these realities, but this reality that we're in, because anything has been allowed, because it is a free will reality, you know, we've been manipulated. So the truth is, yes, we agreed to be here, so we are not victims, but also we have been manipulated. But right now we can wake up to the fact that the roles, the characters, the personalities, the characters that we're playing are just that, they are characters, they're not truth. The truth is that you are a soul, you are a multi-dimensional being, and if you make a conscious choice now to go on that journey of light, which is the journey of knowledge, is the journey of truth, and it is an inner journey. All of the information is within. The DNA is being switched on now. We are being supported now like never before to do our work, and it is enjoyable work. Commit to yourself to do that, and you're going to start to ascend in consciousness and going to move out of the soul prison that our souls have been imprisoned in, and we are going to see this new earth. This new timeline is already on the trajectory. You know, first everything starts as a thought, as an idea, as a collective consciousness, and then we bring it into form, into manifestation through the actions that we take as we are guided on those actions. And just know that inside of you, if you are here right now, which you obviously are if you're listening to this video, then you have an important part to play in this. And in order to connect into that, you've got to go inwards, and you'll be led step by step. You know, watch a few of my other videos on finding your passions and expanding time. I've got many videos on my channel that will help you with this inner journey, starting to become more and more aware and more awake.